Hello! In this video, I will demonstrate the advantages of deploying BigCloud Fabric as VMware NSX Underlay. As part of this, I will also show a technical preview of our hardware VTEP functionality for VMware NSX. BigCloud Fabric brings cost savings, network agility, and the other benefits of virtualization to data centers through a controller-based software-defined networking fabric. The product is based on leaf-spine architecture with open networking hardware running Switch-Lite operating system. It is purpose-built to optimize VMware deployments in a data center, including vSphere, vSAN, NSX, and VMware Integrated OpenStack. Let's review the major advantages of BigCloud Fabric specifically for VMware NSX. Fabric automation greatly simplifies the provisioning of the underlay as compared to traditional box-by-box networks. Fabric monitoring gives network admins new tools to eliminate overlay visibility gap and improve troubleshooting. Finally, hardware VTEP functionality allows NSX to use entire BigCloud Fabric as one hardware VTEP with flexible connectivity options for virtualized and bare metal nodes. The NSX deployment workflow on top of BigCloud Fabric consists of 5 simple steps. First, we enable vCenter integration on VCF, after which NSX nodes are automatically attached to the fabric with appropriate active-active or active standby configuration. In step 2, we deploy NSX on ESXi hosts and add virtual machines to appropriate logical switch. In step 3, we enable VXLAN on BigCloud Fabric. In step 4, we use NSX GUI to establish OVSDB connection between NSX and VCF controllers for hardware VTEP provisioning. Finally, we attach appropriate physical ports from any VCF leaf switch with VLAN ID to NSX logical switch. This allows bare metal and virtualized workloads to communicate using VCF hardware VTEP. In the following demo, we will see how NSX node connectivity and transport network are automatically provisioned on the underlay. We'll review NSX hardware VTEP setup for VCF and understand the advanced monitoring and troubleshooting options the fabric provides. Before we get on with the demo, let's review the setup we'll be using today. On the left-hand side, we have a logical topology which has NSX controller and vCenter connecting to VCF controller, which is a single point of integration. NSX Transport Network has 3 software VTEPs and 1 VCF hardware VTEP. Logical Network in green color corresponds to NSX overlay with VMs behind different NSX VTEP nodes, as well as bare metal host behind VCF hardware VTEP. On the right-hand side, there's a physical topology with VCF, vCenter, and NSX controller. 3 virtualized hosts are connected to the fabric across 2 racks, and 1 bare metal host is connected as well. Let's have a look at our vCenter and NSX setup. Here we have 3 ESXi hosts as mentioned earlier, with a VM running on each that is connected to NSX logical switch. Reviewing NSX setup, we can see hosts configured as VTEPs. Looking at logical switch, we can see connected VTEPs and VMs. Now, looking at VCF, vCenter integration is enabled. As mentioned earlier, as soon as it is enabled, NSX VTEP hosts are automatically attached to the fabric. Here we can see VCF interface groups corresponding to NSX nodes. In segment view, we can see automatically created segment corresponding to NSX transport network. Only the ESXi nodes that are provisioned for NSX and have appropriate VM kernels are automatically configured as members of this segment. In this page, we can also see endpoints in the segment, which are VM kernel interfaces that are corresponding to NSX software VTEPs. VCF provides valuable information about additional endpoints that are behind VTEP on the overlay. Let's briefly take a look at initial VXLAN setup on VCF. Here we have VCF local VTEP information configured, however, no remote VTEPs or VLAN to VNI bindings have been populated as VCF is not yet connected to NSX. Going back to vCenter, let's pick 2 VMs residing on NSX nodes. We can see that they can ping each other, but they cannot ping the bare metal host. Let's add VCF as hardware VTEP in NSX service definitions by providing a name and certificate. Earlier, we got a certificate after enabling OVSDB on VCF controller, and since OVSDB is already enabled, NSX controller automatically connects to VCF controller. Then, let's attach VCF physical ports to NSX logical switch 10,000 that we looked at earlier. VCF interface group bare metal corresponds to bare metal host, and we will be mapping traffic on that port tagged with VLAN 25 to NSX overlay. Note a key VCF advantage: VLAN 25 is locally significant to that specific BigCloud Fabric port. Once binding is completed, the ping is working from VM to bare metal host and from bare metal host to VMs. Let's go to BigCloud Fabric to see remote VTEPs being provisioned and remote endpoints being learned. Now, let's take a look at troubleshooting tools that BigCloud Fabric provides for network admins to bridge the overlay-underlay gap. First, Test Path allows us to see the exact path through the fabric between two endpoints. Simulate option provides a controller view of where the communication should occur. In this example, we have shown exact communication path between VM sitting behind the software VTEP on NSX logical switch and bare metal host connected to the same logical switch through a hardware VTEP. Test mode provides interface level details and actual path that was taken by traffic across the BigCloud Fabric. Now let's look at VCF Analytics, which are there to give details on Fabric, vCenter, and NSX events. First, let's look at all VMware events where we can see information on all vCenters, hypervisors, and VM, and drill down on any of them for more specific event information. Now let's focus on NSX dashboard where we can see info on VXLAN virtual networks and associated VMs. For each VM, we can view events which, along with the type of event, will show useful information like logical switch name, VXLAN virtual network identifier corresponding to NSX logical switch, and VM name. This concludes the demonstration of VCF Underlay as well as a technical preview of VCF hardware VTEP functionality for NSX. There are two easy ways to experience BigCloud Fabric Advantage for NSX: free BSN labs and attractively priced starter kits. For more information, please visit our website at bigswitch.com or follow us on Twitter. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.